Okay then, another Super Bowl gone. It's come and gone, and this one was a bit of a weird one. Super Bowl 55, in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic causing major implications and complications on the event, not just in terms of the attendance, but also in how the game was proceeded. It was a weird one and very lopsided. So the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Kansas City Chiefs vied for the Super Bowl, and Tampa Bay ended up winning 31 to 9. Yeah, 31 to 9, and they just straight up mauled the Chiefs offense. The Tampa Bay defense was like a China wall, except it was actually effective. It was like that bad. Or it was that bad for Kansas City, but it was good for Tampa Bay. And so Tampa Bay Kansas City game was about as, how do I put it into a depiction? In a mobile seesaw. So the Kansas City Chiefs are right down at the dirt end, scraping the bottom, just trying to get their act together, wondering what a football is, and trying to figure out how to throw it without it being intercepted and or picked off. And Tampa Bay, meanwhile, is sitting on its throne, looking down at Kansas City and saying, "We got this one easy. We definitely got this one easy, right, fellas?" Well, when you got the duo of Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski, a revived Antonio Brown, who used to be one of the biggest cancers, Leonard Fournette, former Jacksonville Jaguar star, Ryan Suckup, you have got a good chance. You really do. But this is basically what the Super Bowl was. In a mobile seesaw. How clever. So an accurate description would be Harrison Butker 9, Tampa Bay Buccaneers 31, because Harrison Butker scored all 9 points. I would have put him and Patrick Mahomes, but as much as Patrick Mahomes played out of his mind, given the situation of Kansas City's offense, he didn't score any points, so I'm putting Butker on here, but Mahomes still played well. So Patrick Mahomes was left out to dry, and Harrison Butker scored all 9 points in 3-for-3 field goals. But Kansas City was the favorite to win the Super Bowl. Tampa Bay were the underdogs, and going in, Kansas City were 14-2, or the Chiefs were 14-2, with a .875 winning percentage compared to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which were 11-5, or a .688 percentage. And so Tampa Bay were the underdogs, and I expected it to be a close game. Maybe I banked a lot on the Brady Gronkowski duo um, being the sort of deciding factor for Tampa Bay by a smidge. I didn't expect it to be accounting for almost half of Tampa Bay's points. Like it was pretty significant. And so AFC champions Kansas City were first in the West Division, as well as the AFC conference. Um, Tampa Bay didn't even win their division, let alone conference, but they placed in the top half. And Kansas City was the defending champions. They won over the 49ers in last year's Super Bowl, but they couldn't do a repeat, owing to Tampa Bay, who won their second Super Bowl in franchise history. The first being in 2003 versus Oakland, 48-21. But now Oakland is trading the pitchfork for a poncho, and they've moved to the desert, to Las Vegas. So the Raiders are now in Las Vegas, moving from the Bay to the desert. And according to CBS Sports, Chiefs were ranked 1 out of 14 in terms of teams to win, while Tampa Bay was ranked 5. So, yeah, basically, that's that. And for a description, now let's go to the QB comparison. In Week 12, Chiefs and the Buccaneers met on November 29th, 2020, worst year ever, and it was a relatively even game, although the Chiefs dominated the first quarter. Mahomes and Brady doing what they usually do, streaking the top of the QB rankings. Mahomes threw 37 for 49, Brady 27 for 41. Mahomes threw for more yards and had a higher average than Brady, although it was a decent amount. Mahomes threw three touchdowns, 0 interceptions, whereas Brady also threw 3 touchdowns, but he threw 2 interceptions. And in terms of sacks and yards, Mahomes got sacked more than Brady and lost more yards, but if we're talking about proportionate comparisons, they both lost the same amount of yards per sack, roughly. And so I'd hoped that the Super Bowl would have been like Week 12 or a Week 12 matchup, or at least a replica, because it was a close game and the Chiefs managed to hold on the last stranglehold. What I didn't expect was Kansas City to get absolutely butt slapped by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 31-9. Yep, it was a big Uno reverse card in both the game statistics and the QB comparisons. The Bucks shredded the Chiefs through the first, second, and third quarter like a paper shredder, or cheese, whichever one you want. So Mahomes threw 26 for 49, which sounds bad, but given Kansas City's offense, that's actually saying a lot, because their offense was relatively comparable to a wall of pylons against a bulldozer caterpillar machine. And Brady threw 21 for 29. In terms of yards and average, Mahomes threw for more yards, but he also had more plays, and his average was way less than Brady's. Mahomes didn't throw any touchdowns, unfortunately, which it would have been miraculous if he threw one, because again, not hating on him or anything, just pointing out that Kansas City's offense was about as visible as an atom. But yeah, 2 interceptions for Mahomes, whereas Brady, this is the big Uno reverse card, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, exactly what counterpart Mahomes threw in Week 12, the first time these teams met. And so in terms of sacks and yards, Mahomes got sacked 3 times and lost roughly 27 yards, so an average of 9 yards lost per sack. Brady, one sack and lost 6 yards. So if we're looking at the game day right now, Tampa Bay defense massacred Patrick Mahomes and the KC offense, or whatever showed up, if you can call that offense. Actually, calling Kansas City's offense is an insult to the word that I must draft a formal apology for bullying right to its door. So standouts for the game were Harrison Butker again scoring all of Kansas City's points. That's why I said Harrison Butker 9, Tampa Bay 31. Mahomes and Butker, the only 2 Kansas City players that actually showed up. Everybody else hit the golf course early, or they took a vacation to Shitville. Brady Gronkowski duo broke the ice for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers scoring. Kansas City scored the first field goal and the first points, but the Brady Gronkowski duo scored the first 14 points. Ryan Succop's extra point not included, and so that came through for the Buccaneers. Holmes had some foot issues as it was recently revealed, but he still made some incredible attempts on sack escapes, given that Kansas City's offense was literally invisible. Yeah. I was watching the game on Urinating Tree's Shitstravaganza stream, and when Antonio Brown scored, Urinating Tree basically died on the inside. He didn't actually die because he was still alive and moving, but his insides just completely vanished, and he just became a show. And I think one of the more outstanding factors or results was that Kansas City's penalty yards actually eclipsed their rushing yards by a margin of 120 to 107, which is saying something. And then we have the scoring, where Brady throws 3 touchdowns, Gronkowski scores 2, Antonio Brown gets 1, Fournette nabs 1 through a rush, the suck up Ryan Succop 1-for-1 field goal, 4-for-4 extra points, so for 7 points total. In comparison to Butker, he had 3-for-3 field goal attempts, making 9 points. And so I think one of the more interesting things was the streaker in the fourth quarter, Yuri Andrade, who's shown right here avoiding the security guards. Now, obviously, I don't think Kansas City showed the same level of humor as Tampa Bay because of the score and how bad their offense was, so they probably didn't find this amusing. But joke's on them, the streaker was more effective in 60 seconds than their entire offensive line was in 60 minutes. Which is saying something. Again. Maybe Kansas City should probably take some notes on the way the streaker's running, because he just slips and slides through the security guards and the cops like, well, a slip and slide. And so, Kansas City, if you're watching this, grab the whiteboard if you haven't already thrown it out already in fit of rage, and go drop a few plays and get your roster, or at least your offense, back together. And so, even though I'm a 49ers fan, I was cheering for the Chiefs. So this was me after the first half, and I didn't want to watch it anymore, but I figured that, I would watch the halftime show, which the only notable thing about it was the Weeknd dancing in what appeared to be a translucent rabbit hole with a bunch of people wearing masks to signify that we're in a pandemic. Hallelujah. What's that? Oh, this is just me after the game. Sad and more sad, thinking about what Kansas City could have done better. Well, I mean, I can't really think about that because there are so many things my brain would hurt. But yeah, Kansas City got massacred. And then this is a just little quick meme I created, where it's comparing the Buccaneers defense to the Kansas City offense, or should I say Patrick Mahomes, because like he was the only one who bothered to show up and actually play football. Everybody else probably hit the golf course early, or they went and took their wives to private beaches that the rest of us can't use. How sad. Well, anyway, that's it for this video, and so if you guys enjoyed that, which you probably didn't because of my sloppy improv that makes a first grader's improv look relatively decent and sophisticated, then I'm hoping you guys can subscribe and I'll put more videos out there in the future. But until then, I'm Xander Singh, and peace out.